Please don't hate me, neighbors. Welcome, guys. We are in my 2019 Mustang GT. Finally. Car is Vortech Supercharged, tuned by Lund Racing on pump gas, and yeah, I'm just gonna take you guys for a little ride along while I have it out. This car still drives, the drivability is pretty well the exact same as stock, even with the blower. Tuned by none other but the best, Lund Racing. For just a pretty well daily, well, a summer car, this thing is perfect. In Canada, we don't have E85 available at the pumps, so it's just tuned on pump gas. And with the Vortech intake arm and the stock airbox with the K&N drop-in filter that it comes with, the car made 670 to the tires, and with the intake arm and airbox removed, just the open blower itself, it ended up making 705 wheel horsepower. I'm not sure what it makes right now. That was with the stock headers, stock cats, and right now I have the free-flowing exhaust, and I have a vibrant air filter on the head unit rather than the Vortech intake arm and the stock airbox. So I'm not sure if that makes any difference really at all, or if it pretty well makes the same power. I haven't had the chance to get it back on the dyno. I haven't drag raced the car with the supercharger setup yet. No tracks have really been open. I think some of them are going to open probably a little bit later in the summer, but if that's the case, I'm probably going to need a set of bias ply rears, probably some Mickey Thompson ET Street R's, and I'm going to need some skinnies for that setup too. So I'm not sure what the plan is. Pretty well, it's a Sunday driver car. It's pretty well what I use it for. this way. This is usually pretty clear for the most part. The road's rough, but at least it's usually not busy. Do a little roll in first. Spin. Spin. I'll pull in third. The car hates these street tires. When I go to order new tires, I'm probably gonna go, I don't know if I'm gonna stagger the tire setup, even though they're 9.5, the wheels all around, or if I should just go with a 275, but go with a taller tire, probably a 275 40s all around. That'll help fill up the wheel gap as well. Since this car sits on Ibach Pro springs, I just installed them about a month ago, and it gave me a drop, but not really the drop I was expecting. The car's low, but there's still a ton of wheel gap there. And the cars I was looking at online or in the Facebook groups or Instagram or wherever, all those guys seem to run about a 27.5 or 28-inch tall tire, where these 275/35s only end up measuring about, I think it's a 26.6 inches tall. So if I can go up to a 40 series, it brings me up around almost a 28-inch tall tire. I think it's 27.7 inches tall. So that should help me fill up the wheel gap from the tire itself to the fender, probably about half an inch or so. And that'll probably give it the stance I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything too crazy, just something still comfortable, looks a little bit better than stock. That's all I'm really going for. Guess we could do a little second gear pull. Slow down. Do a little second gear pull. Spinning. Third gear. What you really notice with these centrifugal setups is, from time to time, the car, when you're shifting, if it's first to second, second to third, or third to fourth, sometimes you'll shift it up into the next gear and the car will hold timing no problem. Like, say if I'm at 15 degrees timing all the way to 7,500, I'll shift into, if it's the second gear, I'll shift into third. Sometimes it'll still hold 15, 16 degrees timing, that whole gear. Or sometimes on the shift, I was talking to London, a couple other people that had centrifugal cars on, or centrifugal setups on a manual car, where it would read positive knock on the during the shifts, and it would pull quite a bit of timing out. So I have the knock sensors desensitized, but it still does it half the time. Sometimes you can go through a gear no problem, you don't have any issues like that, and then other times it'll drop the timing out. Like, I think there in fourth it was fine until fourth, and then after that shift to fourth, I think it would dip down to about 12 degrees timing. So we'll go back this way, see how it does this time. even second gear at a pretty high roll, it just wants to spin. I guess some of the guys that run E85 down in the States, they end up shutting the knock sensors off entirely just because they know that the fuel quality is good and you don't really have much to worry about. Where we only have pump gas, and our pump gas isn't great at all. Like, it's probably comparable to like California grade 91. That's all we have here at the pump. So I run a few ounces of butane just to ensure that it's hopefully up to snuff. Really, I usually use about 8 ounces just to make sure it's good. So we don't really have that option to shut off the knock sensors, just in case you get a bad batch of fuel, and then it's pretty well done at that point. I won't have anything to pull the timing out, but try another little pull down here. This is the first time I really beat on the car since I took it back out. So I'll try second. Spin. Same thing there. Once we got into fourth, it seemed to pull down to about 12 degrees. But it works pretty good for a simple setup. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. Everything's worked perfect. I haven't gone through any belts. It's still on the original belt when we installed it on the car. The only thing I did, it's been on, the supercharger's been on the car for a summer, and now this is the second year with the blower. And the only thing that I did was, I did change the supercharger fluid last season before the car went away. So I probably should do it again just for a peace of mind. But that's it. Didn't go through belts, haven't had any issues. The kit fit like a glove. Everything fit perfectly. I got the kit from Beefcake Racing. Shout out to them. They had an awesome price on the kit. And even Vortech, I had a few questions. I contacted their technical support, and those guys are super knowledgeable about their products. Like, shout out to them too. The only issue, it's not even an issue. The only thing that really bothers me is, I know the automatic guys have no problem. They hold whatever it is, 15, 16, 20 degrees timing through each gear, no issues. And it's with these manual cars. On it during a shift, it'll pick up positive knock on a 3 to 4 or 2 to 3, and it will just pull the timing out. That's the only problem I have with this kit. It's kind of annoying, just because as soon as you shift, you're losing probably 30, 40, maybe even up to 50 wheel horsepower. So I don't know. I went through the kit multiple times, and I talked to Lund, and they said it's a super common issue. Pretty well everybody has the exact same problem that I have. So there's not really any answer or quick fix to it. I think some guys run the kit without any issues, but for me, I haven't been that lucky. let you guys hear it at least. One-two is definitely a no-go for traction. No way there's traction in either of those gears. I'll pull over up here just so you guys can take a look at the setup. Go in here just so I'm out of the way. There's probably nobody around up here. Probably got crazy looks going around with this head strap on. I'll let you guys check out the car. So here it is, active exhaust, stock headers, just free-flowing setup on it, and the wheels are fast FCO, not FCO4s. Here's the setup. Vortech V3 JT. We got the vibrant filter rather than the intake and stock airbox, so that freed up some room here. And yeah, that's pretty well it. I'll let you guys have a better look this way. So yeah, this is how the car sits on Eibach Pros. It still does have a little bit of gap there, but like I said, that's a 35 series tire, so I'm going to move up to a 40 series. Actually, yeah, hopefully I can get a lot more content for you guys and even keep putting this out. If you guys are interested in a ride along video or going out doing some pulls, maybe line up some races, anything really, anything you guys are interested in, just let me know below, because I'll keep these videos up as long as you guys enjoy them.